Yo, what's going on? This is Ain't Got a Clue. I am K Curl. That's Marcus Bronzy over there.
Yeah, what's going on, man?
And,
What's going
today,
on?
today we're working from home. Because I saw a tweet that made me really laugh.
Yeah, go on.
It said we're losing the working from home battle.
Yes, yes.
Now, I have been very jealous of people that have been working from home
Yeah, man. It's
because I
been
can't work from
something.
home.
Sorry?
I can't work from home,
I
really.
mean, we all saw what happened when you guys tried to do stand up from home during lockdown. And can you
Yeah, not
just
me.
talk the listener through what some comedians had to go through
Yeah,
when they were
people were
trying to do
doing.
sets on Zoom?
Yeah, people were doing sets on Zoom. I literally that's what it says on the tin, innit? They were doing stand up on Zoom to people.
That is
So
hard, man. Like, the delay is awkward enough during normal conversation for people, but you're trying to tell me that you've got to let a joke land and let somebody react to it and get back to you. Furthermore, you're
so
always going to have like Dave with his mic unmuted eating a packet of fucking McCoys
so
or
but
at the
what
same
they
time.
started doing is they started getting the whole front row. Look at it. They got the whole front row. Um like so they put their mics on, they left their mics on because at the beginning they weren't leaving anybody's mics on.
Oh,
So
God.
then they learned, oh yeah, let's have like the front rows mics on. So then when they're laughing, people can hear. But it's weird, isn't it? Because you're hearing someone go, ha, ha. It's like a fake. I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought it was, to me, it sounded fake, isn't it? Like, because when you're at home, you don't really laugh like that, do you?
Yeah. Yeah. There's
I
no
don't think
giggling.
anything's that funny like at home unless it's like, I don't know, like unless it's somebody else.
Yeah, man. And also back to the work from home thing, like before lockdown, I remember people used to talk about that, I like to work at home on a Thursday or a Friday. It was a novelty, wasn't it? It
Yeah.
was like something that it was like privileged workers or people that really made it in life. I remember you used to call them twats, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays. That's what they were. People that took Monday and Friday off. That was what we used to call them. That's what they called themselves. They were proud of it. It was special. And then during lockdown, look at me talking to the audience like they weren't living through it. But then during lockdown, it became the norm for 5 days a week,
Yeah. But
Teams
now,
or Zoom
but
to be
now,
open.
but now,
Mm.
now,
Ha.
there's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Their bosses are going to them. Hey, we will require you to come back into the office for
Yep.
minimum 3 days a week, right?
Yep. Yep.
That minimum is going to go back to five really quickly.
100% K. Because you know what they say, K? After every revolution, yeah, the backlash is harder. Yeah. So I could even predict off the back of
Why do
that.
you
And
reckon?
history tells us there could be 6 days a week in for some people.
100%. But why do you reckon they're so against working from home, like bosses?
Because I think before lockdown, there was this whole thing where when you were running a business, if somebody isn't seen to be working, they are not working. It used to be a flex. I know people in recruitment that used to go to the gym at 6, get into the office at 7:30 and stay into the office till 8. And it was like, work is life. I am the blood of this business. If I can't win, if I can't do it, it can't be done. And bosses see that and they like it. When it comes to promotion time, that's the person that's going to get the job that is the
Well,
promotion, right?
well,
But
I've
then when
said it on this
lockdown came
podcast before,
around,
innit, though. I've said it on this
yeah,
podcast
go.
before, though, innit, where I've been like, the moment they tell you to come back into work, go, because
Yeah,
that's the people that they're going to
yeah,
notice, and that's the
yeah.
people whose jobs they're going to keep, especially if it's in a redundancy, because there's loads of people getting made redundant. But I just think like there's a lot of micromanagers out there.
Yep.
They don't like the fact that you look happy, bruv.
Yep. Yep. Think
Hello,
about this, yeah.
Marcus. Marcus,
Yeah.
can I just ask?
Yeah.
It says you're on. It says you're away from your computer. Is there a reason for that?
No, I'm just because I've stepped away from the computer and I'm standing up with my headset at its maximum
I'm.
distance from my computer. That's why I'm putting myself down as way. Yeah, no, but K, 100% people. So here's how it works, K. Yeah, this is what I hear from my friends that have full-time jobs. They're using very clever ways to
This
get
is
you
what I
in.
hear. This is what I hear from the proletariat.
Yes,
Me and my bourgeois.
this is what I hear from the gang.
This is what I hear from the peasants that work full time jobs. From me
Exactly.
in my gantry, I have
No,
no
I didn't
idea.
say exactly. No, not exactly to peasants. Sorry, no. But okay, you're getting me now. So this is what they do, yeah. When they want you to do something, they make a cute little name for it. So one of the names I've heard for days that you're in the office are anchor days. Doesn't that sound nice? My
Anchor day.
anchor days. So my anchor days, Kay, a Thursday and Wednesday, because that's the days that I come in and I anchor myself into the office and show that I'm here as a rigid part of this team. So that's what they do. They give you, and then it's going to be right. So guys, we understand a lot of you are working 2 anchor days a week, and we just feel like to push the business in the direction we need to. We need you in for a 3rd day a week, 4th day a week. But here's what I propose, Kay, to all workers out there that are listening. Now is the time for the unofficial unionization of workers. Yeah. When you go for your new job,
I don't know if you're aware, there's a lot of unions already.
Yeah, that's why I said unofficial unionization of all unions, right? The office workers unionizational society.
Wait. Let me just Google if there is the office workers union.
While he does that, I will propose this is what everyone does, right? Kay's doing his research. I'm making
Find a
my
union for
banner
you. I mean, obviously, it's just the trade union congress where it says unite. There's unite
for specific office
unite the
workers.
union.
Okay.
I don't know. It's just a union, isn't it?
I think when you're looking for your new job, make it a requirement.
I don't think office people get unions.
Well, you know what, Kay? I see a gap in the market. We could be.
No, I think it's against certain industries or certain. I know when I worked at a certain company that you weren't allowed to unionize.
Yes.
Otherwise you lost your job.
And it's funny, like some of the biggest companies in the world really don't like that union shit, do they?
No,
didn't like it.
Amazon recently get like a union.
Yeah.
And they were really against it because they were like, what do you mean you want to go to the toilet? Why don't you
it's not nappy? It's not good for business, unions.
Why don't you just shit yourself on the floor while you're packing?
Nappy, please. Yeah, and get what you need to get done. It's not good for business unions, right? But I will say this, right? This is the opportunity now for you to say, I want a job where work from home is necessity. And you could be like, I really want this job, but I think the work from home factor isn't working for me. If you can.
I think you're right, but I think that those opportunities are becoming few and far between.
Jeez.
No one's. A lot of places are going, well, what's the point in just having you at home? I don't understand it. For me, you could be in Ibiza for all I fucking care.
Some people have been. Some people were. Some people were on the golf course. It's not a real sport for kids.
Did you see something else? Yeah, I saw something else. There's this thing called overqualified.
Mm-hmm.
Not like in the traditional sense, but like I think it's overqualified or over. Anyway, it's like this new trend. I saw it online. Basically, these people that are working from home, they're taking like 2 full-time jobs on at the same time.
Yeah.
So they're at home doing 2 jobs at the same time.
Fantastic. I love it. Fantastic. Just get the taxes sorted. Why?
But someone was like, I just had to sack somebody because like they were a bit lax. Anytime I asked them to go on Teams, they were like, they weren't on. They didn't turn their camera on and whatever. And when I was asking them for like stuff, they were like being real cagey about it and stuff. And I was just like, "How, bro? One job is enough, like to send me over the edge. Imagine having the stress of 2 bosses.
2 bosses.
I start getting names mixed up as well.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. The reason, so what we want to do for the McDonald's thing? Sorry, what? This is Burger King that we're having an office meeting for. Can you imagine how embarrassing?
Yeah, I told Aaron that. Who's Aaron?
Who's Aaron? You know, Aaron in HR. Oh yeah. Shit. Yeah. You know what? There are stories because I'm in the tech world. Okay, there are stories that I've read online, very believable ones, of people that have managed to do a night job and a day job and get their computer basically doing most of the heavy lifting for them to the point, okay, where they're getting offered promotions. Yeah, to the point.
You can get AI to do it.
Yep.
I reckon you could do that.
Hey,
I reckon you could. Knowing you, I wouldn't be surprised if you've already got a full-time job and you're just chilling here doing this.
I'll be honest with you, right? I'm gonna presume that my
your employer.
I've got to be very careful with the words that I use here, but I have been in a situation where I've worked for a large corporation to create content, is the best I can say. And they were very happy with the output, which I created, but I managed to add a lot of automation into it. Now, it's not like my Thrifty DJ stories where I can tell you, a little bit of information, like when I was using extra vodka corks and stuff like that to basically get my rider home with me. It's more like making sure that I do the minimum. There's nothing wrong, by the way. We're doing the minimal amount of effort to get the same job done. And the client was happy. I was happy. Everybody was happy. But the work that I needed to do was significantly less at the time than most others were putting into it. And that's not a problem per se, but I do know people that have created full programs to do work for them, heavy lifting. You've even seen me do stuff like that, little cheeky things in media and stuff
I've
like that.
seen
Okay,
you
bro, I've
do
been like,
like
that
a lot
saves a whole person.
I've seen you start coding, and I was like, "What is this brother doing?" Like, I was just like, is it who's he chatting to? Like, what's going
Brother, I
on
was
here?
in the Matrix. I was talking to AI. No, but like, yeah, I have done little things. But we all do okay, we all know quirky little things. I know for a fact you're a smart man. If there's a quicker way to get the job done, you're doing it, right? You've like,
Well, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I mean, I will do 100% if I can find it. But like with stuff I do, it's really hard to find a quicker way unless I pay someone to do it.
the thing is, you can't pay someone to do you,
I can't
innit?
pay someone to go on stage for me.
Yeah, until you get the AI to upload yourself, you can just do the AI clips for yourself. Hey, I'm K Kurt.
I mean, when it comes to that, I think it's we're all like gonna call it a day and just
Just chill out.
die.
Yeah, I hear that. But like, so I'm standing with. So when it comes to work, I'm like, as long as the work gets done, I don't really care how. But when you're running a big multi-billion-pound company or million-pound company, you find that when they start looking at the people that aren't doing. By the way, another digression. It's great when you work for a big company like that because you can see people that come into work every day and do nothing. And in a way, I'm not that kind of person. I do my job, right? But I have a certain amount of admiration for the person that comes in, does the minimal, leaves with no stress on their shoulders, and somehow manages to get a promotion after promotion after promotion. I look at these
So,
people with wonder. How do you do this?
so do you want to see a there was an article recently.
Yeah.
I think it was. I'm just trying to find it again, but basically it was it was saying that Brits are like the laziest in Europe,
Really?
something like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What
It
kind of
was.
in what sector?
Let me just find it now, right?
Wow. See, while Kay's looking for that, I've got to say, like, for me, laziness and efficiencies can get very, very confused with each other. So if you want X, Y, and Z done, and someone gets X, Y, and Z done, but can do it with their feet up, then good for them. But there's something about British culture where I think in the workplace, people want you to look busy. There's something to be said. Even when people go, yeah, so like, what have you been up to? Especially in entertainment, people always will go to like myself, Kay. Yeah, so what you got going on? What's up? What's on the horizon for you? What's next? And if you were to go, if it was a quiet moment and you used to go, oh well, I'm just cracking on, just waiting to see if a client gets. Oh, it doesn't sound good. Here it's like they want you. You always need like you need to sound. You sound like feel like you need to sound like you've got the next one coming. Oh yeah, I got this coming on. Kind of like a diluted version of the Hollywood hustle. Which if you ask someone in LA what they got going on, bruv, you better take a seat and get a drink because they're going to tell you everything that's going. They're going to sell it to you. You might not even be in the industry they're in. All of a sudden, you're wanting to invest in them. And over here, we have a kind of flavor of that where it's like, it is the whole, what's going on? Like, what you got going on? And in entertainment, I definitely have not wanted to be the person that goes, oh yeah, just ticking over. Yeah, it's going all right. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Yeah.
mate. Yeah, it's
So
okay.
so Thursday, 7th of September, 2023. There was
Yeah,
loads when I was typing in like, lazy British workers.
yeah,
There was loads of stuff dating back from like 2012, 2013, all of that
yeah,
stuff. So they've been saying we're lazy, right?
yeah.
So workers in the UK are some of the least job orientated people in the world, according to a new study.
Polite way of putting it. Job orientated.
Researchers found that less than 1 in 4 of people think that their career should come first in their lives. I mean,
I I'm I think, right, if you're the owner of a company, that
yeah.
company is your life. If you work for somebody, there needs to be some balance.
I mean, I've got some thoughts around this, but let me finish this right. So overall, 73% of Britons polled in the World Values Survey said work was an important part of their lives, compared to 96% in Italy, but there's no jobs there anyway. 94% in France. Only 22% of those UK workers said that their job should always come first, even if it means less spare time. Between 1981 and 2022, the share of British public who said it would be a good thing if less importance was placed on work rose from 26% to 43%. Basically, millennials, in contrast, it says here, have become much more. Oh, wait, hold on. Older generations are more likely to say work should be prioritized, even as it becomes less important in their own lives as they move into retirement. Millennials, in contrast, have become much more skeptical about prioritizing work as they've made their way through their career. There will be a number of explanations for these shifts, from the nostalgia that tends to grow as we age, in thinking that younger generations are less committed than we were, and the long-term economic and wage stagnation that will lead younger generations to question the value of work. More than half of millennials, people in their late 20s to early 40s, said it would be a good thing if less importance was placed on work, blah, 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 blah. Basically, though, what this is, in my opinion, is we're like that where they're talking about millennials, that's the first generation that we're told, everybody else, was told like, oh yeah, if you work hard, like, you'll be able to do this, that, and the third. And now, like, we're like, oh yeah, buying a house for you is probably like pipe dream. And they're like, what? Oh yeah, and your rent's going up.
Yeah.
What? Oh yeah, and by the way, you're probably not going to retire till you're about 70 or.
Oh yeah. And you see that food that you need to live, and that heating that you need in your house, twice as much now.
Yeah, that's all expensive. So they're like, yo, what am I working for, bruv? Like, I'm not going to be able to afford any of this anyway. Like, let me just have my avocado on toast then, innit?
Bro, you got to think, and I'm with you, you got to think about this, right? For those that think that it's unacceptable for people to choose to have an expensive coffee every day and think that by not having their expensive coffee, they can get a house. You're right, Kay. Like, you're like there looking at the numbers going, I'm never going to be able to buy a house unless I don't have any fun until I retire, right? Any fun. Yeah. I don't even enjoy I don't even enjoy calorific avocado. So I totally get going, fuck this. I'm having an avocado and I'm going to chill.
So let's take a coffee, for example. How much is a coffee? 5 of these days?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So let's say 5 times 365 equals how much you reckon it equals?
Oh, I just did the maths, but I was gonna say about 1,500 quid.
It's 1,825.
Okay,
right?
cool.
Yeah. So even if you do that over
10 years,
make it 10 years. That's 18,250.
Yeah. So
still not enough for a deposit.
And that is and that is also man. And that is 10 years with no coffee, in it. That's 10 years with no coffee. And then someone smart will be going, yeah, well, I don't know, why don't they not have a coffee and not have a sandwich? Well, listen, yeah, this person's got.
Oh yeah, so what? Might as well. Why don't you might as well not eat. Might as well just stay in your room and do nothing but work.
Yeah. And I think
18,250 over 10 years, yeah, and that's still not a deposit on a house.
Exactly.
In most places.
Exactly. And I feel like even if you did save that, yeah, say you save double that, 36 grand, yeah, what is that 36 grand going to be worth in 10 years, Kay? What will you be able to, you're saying most places, what will you be able to buy with 36 cash in the bank then? It's it's sad.
You could buy somewhere in Luton.
You could.
A flat.
What, in 10 years time? Don't know about that, mate. Don't know about that. But
someone on Twitter said we're very quickly reaching Emperor's new clothes territory in Britain.
Oh, in what way? Go on.
As in, like, everybody has this idea of Britain being amazing and Britain being great and Britain being this, that, and third. And then all it's going to take is one person to, like, or some country to go, actually, you lot ain't great.
Yeah.
And then the whole world starts going, oh yeah, shit, they're not. And then fuck.
Yeah. When our NHS,
our economy goes down the shitter.
Yeah, I think if the NHS continues in the way it's going and it really does crumble, right, that'll be the sign, in it, because that's the last bragging point we have against. If it crumbles, if we were chatting shit,
crumbling, ain't it?
Yeah. If we were chatting shit, I'm trying to be positive. If we were chatting shit, like I could say to like one of my American friends, like, yo, man, at least I ain't got to pay. Like if I break my leg, at least I ain't got to be worried about getting a bill for it. Yeah, but see when that crumbles, bro, your American friend's gonna be like, ha ha. Welcome to our world. Private healthcare.
You don't have a pet, do you?
No, I do not.
Have you ever had a pet?
Yeah, I've had cats before. Yeah. Did
you ever pay for pet insurance?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Shout out to one of the cam operators. Oh, you met Ned the other day, innit? Yeah. When we did a shoot, but he said, and I liked the way he said this. Right? He said, if his cat gets hurt, because it's like an indoor cat, but it goes outside. And he said respectfully, if your cat gets hurt, it's the way of the cat. Do you know what I mean? It's the way of the cat. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but then, like, are you going to go and pay for the vet fees?
Nah, it depends. If your cat has like a gammy paw, yeah. But like things happen to animals. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I'd want to be the person that has your cat, dragged into its 30th year of existence, like barely being able to meow and stuff because you're like
So
pumping it
you're
with
just like
pills every day.
you're basically like, if he dies, he
If
dies.
he dies, he dies. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm closer to that, Ivan Drago.
You're
Yeah,
basically, yeah. I have a
yeah,
Drago going, if he dies, he dies.
yeah. The cat
If
throws up
he
one set of furballs. I'm like,
so if your cat got run over
yeah.
and he's still surviving, you wouldn't take it to the vets. You just be
Qual-
like, do you know what? It's his
yeah.
own fault.
Quality of life has got to be something that you think about. If you come and see your
Yeah,
cat
but
is
like if you
basically a
took him to the
pizza, and
vets, he'd be better. He'd make 100% recovery.
I reckon, go
But
to the
it would
vets.
cost you about 5 grand.
Hey,
But it would cost you about 5 grand. So what are you doing?
I'd have to really talk to the vet and say, what is quality of life going to be right now? Because I don't want to have a cat that I throw that money at, right? And then that poor thing
You
is
didn't
going
like
to
your cat,
struggle.
did you? You didn't really love your cat, did you?
Cats are their
Was
own
it your cat, or
creatures.
was it like a girl that you were seeing's cat, or like your mum's cat, or something that you just sort of tolerated?
It was a family cat.
So yeah,
That
you just
wasn't my cat.
tolerated it.
Yeah. But I just feel like it's quality of life. Like with pets, they can't tell you what hurts. They can't tell you when it's not nice for them. They get on with it. There's a dog that's near the studio that has no legs, and they put like wheels on it, like it's having the happiest time of its life. Yeah. If an
But
animal
that's
can
good.
enjoy like that,
Well,
yeah, that's good.
doesn't
Yeah,
that
that's
like
good.
doesn't that mean the way you're looking? Yeah, that's good. Yeah, whatever.
That's good. That's
You do
good.
not sound convinced. Hey, what do you think of this XL Bully band that they're trying to bring in?
XL Bully Band. I've not been on the internet this week, Kate. Do tell me about it.
They're basically Swella Brave. There was this video going around of an XL Bully like
Oh
just
yeah.
biting people in Birmingham, and
Um.
it was just going at people in Birmingham, right?
So
And
my policy with dogs is I've got a couple policies. Is I know that it's not the dog's fault when it's badly behaved because as domesticated animals, it's our responsibility. I'm also dumbfounded at some of the things people let their dogs get away with that we don't let their children get away with. And I
yeah,
think there needs to be a little bit of thought behind how we treat our pets and how our pets are treated and what we find acceptable in terms of training for our pets. Because some people have no understanding of what is socially acceptable for either their children or their dogs. But first things first, I've got some questions. Was this a viral video for fun, or was this dog just going out there biting people
no, the dog
and
was just,
someone
I don't
filmed
know.
it?
There was no context to it. Like someone on a bus was filming it as it was like it was biting people outside this shop, and then it started running and biting this kid, not this kid, this man, right into the forecourt of a petrol station. But like
That's not
Suella
right.
Braverman and all of these people were saying like they're looking at a possible ban for the breed. Now, look, I agree, right?
That's
Owners,
breed.
no, wait, owners are, I agree about like it is owners that are the problem, right? It is owners that are the problem. However, there are a few of these XL bully types that are genetic fuck ups, blood, that they've just bred to be violent, right? There's some bad fucking breeders out there that they've bred. The
Hmm.
South End dog training, he done a video on it on TikTok and it was pretty good. He summed it up. However, on the other hand, when people say, "Oh yeah, it's the
It's the
owner,
owner,
it's not
it's
the
not the
dog,"
dog.
Mm.
um, I I think that's all very well and good, but from afar, you don't know who's a bad owner and who's a good owner, do you?
100%. And the
And
way,
yeah, if you
yeah,
see some little yappy little chihuahua
horribly trained, horribly
going
trained.
crazy, at least you can just like kick it and be like, whatever. When one of
Yeah,
those ones are coming up to you and they're like 60 kg, 70
yeah,
kg of muscle, like
yeah,
coming towards you, there's not really any stopping them, right? So, but I'd go one further. I think like I'm an owner of a big dog, right? And when I walk, I've got a Rottweiler, and I know that some people probably would have wanted Rottweilers to be banned at some point, which is why originally I was for XL bullies being banned, but then I was like, I don't know. But then like I'm torn between two minds because I know that the government aren't gonna regulate owners. I feel like you should have like a license to be able to own a dog,
yeah.
right?
That's what I was
But
going to go for. Yeah,
I feel like you should have a license to own a dog or any sort of pet, and like if you if they have to look at your house depending on what type of dog you want. Say you've got a big dog and you don't have a garden or you don't have any like fields near you, like you shouldn't be able to have one if you live in a flat. Why do you? Except all of these sorts of parameters should be looked at. But I'd go one further and say we should do that for kids as well.
You know what, Kay? You you know what you've just described though, right? You've described two things. You've described the process for getting a dog that has been in a shelter. If you go to get a dog like that, they do all of those checks, way more checks than if you to get a dog from a breeder, right? Also, what you've also described is the adoption process as well. Yeah. And I think that shows us how important it is to be somebody that has the right resources and mindset and thought process and time to have a child or a dog. Because if you try and do it without just doing it the easy way, which is getting it fresh from their mum, which sounds weird, but I'm trying to explain it in dog talk and human talk as well, fresh from a woman, there's a lot more regulation that you have to go through because it's a really serious thing.
Yeah, and you know how much detail they go into when you're trying to adopt a child? Like what happens is, say, for example, you wanted to adopt a child right now.
Yeah, man.
They would even they'll be like, who are your ex-partners?
Yeah.
And they'd interview your ex-partners.
Yep.
And they'd go, what was Marcus like?
Yep.
How did you two break up? Why did you break up? Do you know what I mean? All of that sort of stuff. What was his temperament like when you were together? All of that they would look at and you realize when you think about this in a deeper level, you realize that there was a reason they asked those questions because someone had fucked up previously, like an ex-partner was probably jealous and whatever and came and mash up the place. But it's mad that no checks are done when, like, if you want to have a kid now, like, they're just like, yeah, cool, go for it, have a kid.
You can do it without having, you ain't got a clue and you have a kid. Do you know what I mean? And do you know what? I'll go back to something else that you said, Kay. You said that when a Chihuahua is yappy and nippy and bitey, that's annoying and you could kick it away, for example, whatever. I find that just as offensive as when I see a big dog behaving like that, because I think, hang on, this is still behavior based. Do you get me?
It's like, absolutely.
It's like if I'm walking down the street and I've got a 3-year-old kid and the kid's spitting, shouting, telling everyone to suck their mum, whatever, really rude behavior. Yeah. People will look at me like I'm absolutely insane. People go, "Oh, don't worry, with a dog." Imagine me doing that. Don't worry, they're just a bit excited today, and your little kid's running around. Same if you have a slightly bigger child, like a 10-year-old or whatever, and they're acting unruly at the park, kicking other kids off the swings. Other kids are crying, whatever, and then people are just like, "Oh, you know." I've heard other dads say this, like, "Oh, you know, just a bit of horseplay." I'm like, "Yo, man, that's not horseplay, big man. That's not boys' play. That's your son punching up somebody.
Your kid is just a prick."
Yes, basically, and I hate it. Like I have friends that have really small dogs, and
when they're going to say, I have friends that've got pricks for children.
Pricks, yeah, pricks for kids. Yeah,
they've got some fucking pricks for children.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
But it's true though. You look at certain people, certain kids, and you're like, bro, this is long for you, man. Like,
I know people
prison
are funny
is
about
prison is your only future. Like you look at certain kids, and you're like. Like, man, come on, man. This is long. We know.
It's long for you, innit? Yeah. Why don't you just book yourself in? Yeah, just go in and just say sorry now. Book yourself. But yeah, I even go as far as to say some of my friends that have little dogs don't like it when I say this, but I say to them when their dog's like nipping up and biting and growling and stuff, I say to them that's not really acceptable. Or I go to them, their dog barks and I go, "Shut up, man!" And they go, "Don't talk to my dog like that." I'm like, "You're letting your dog talk to me like that." I know what means. I know what that means. I know what it means. Your dog's being rude to me. So I should be able to tell your dog to shut up. Like, whereas if you go up to the dog and the dog's like, I'm like, yeah, what's going on?
Do you know what's so funny about that? Yeah,
go on.
Do you know what's so funny? Like my dog goes into the garden sometimes, like, and when she hears people walking past the fence, she just goes, rah, rah, rah.
Yeah.
And then like somebody walked past the other day and was like, "Shut your bomba clap."
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm like that. I'm not a Jamaican man, but I will say for the fence, "Shut up, man."
It was a Jamaican woman, and it's like, "Shut your bomba clap mouth." And then my dog just went, "Oh."
Big up. You know what?
I was laughing. I was like, see, someone shouted back at you, and now like you're not so bad, are you?
Bless her. Yeah, no, I'm like that. If I hear a dog growling for a fence, I'm like, "Shut up, man," because it's like I just find it rude, bro. I just find it rude, you know.
Well, you got to understand though. A lot of dogs are like toddlers.
Yeah. But again, if my toddler was growling at you and going rah, rah, through the
Yeah, but
fence.
it's the point though. Like if a toddler's about like 60 kg, just full
Yeah,
of muscle, big traps and whatever. The issue is this, right? Like I said, the owners aren't gonna get regulated. So when you're looking at like these dogs, there's a number of them
shame.
that these are the ones that are causing the attacks because unfortunately they're seen as status dogs by a certain group of
Yeah.
people in it. And then
Oh,
what happens is like they use these dogs for to look good, cool and whatnot. Do you
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
And it's just like big dogs, man. They can turn at any time, bro. Like it's all very well when
I saw somebody with a husky that was trying to eat someone else's dog, and the owner was like a 60-kilogram man. So he couldn't even hold the dog back, and he had to hold it with two hands, and his friend had to help him hold it. And that scared me because I'm like, this is a wild animal you got right now.
what is it? But this is why I don't let off my dog. Like when I see there's like loads of people around. Like
Yeah, man.
if I'm in a park and there's like nobody else around, cool. Like I'll let them
Yeah,
off or whatever. But even then, you've got like a training lead that you can get, like the bigger leads
yeah,
that are like 4 or 5 meters, where they
yeah,
feel like they're free,
yeah,
but you can still control it. Do you know what I mean? Like so they don't run off too tough.
yeah. If I had a dog, I think I'd spend a lot of time on training at the beginning. Like I would like to be one of them guys that's like, and the dog knows like what you're doing. I know it takes a lot of time and you got to get the right kind of breed of dog. I want to do it. But also, okay, to go back to what you said, they're status dogs. So how about this for a solution? And how do we do this, Kay? I've got a question for you. How do we remove the influence that these dogs have that make people want to buy them? How do we make them less
I
cool
don't know, man.
for
These
certain
dogs look
people?
hencher than these dogs are hencher than you, Marcus.
And I'm not even hench.
These dogs are fucking. Man said I'm not even a hench,
Not
bro.
even
This guy,
hench.
bro. No, these dogs, bro. Their traps are a mad thing, bro. Their
How do
muscle
we,
definition is crazy,
but
bro.
there's got to be somebody who likes these dogs that if they like the dogs, no one wants them. Do you get me? Like there's got to be someone we can give the dog who could walk the dog and be like, I love this dog, and everyone goes, oh fuck's sake.
There's a woman I know whose son is in prison around my area.
Mm.
Well, like she walks them, and she's got two of them, a female one and a male one, and she has to walk them
Jesus Christ.
separately.
Jesus Christ. Why? Because
They're
they
huge. They're huge because she can't walk them together because they'll end up like running riot. Like so, she has to like she holds the lead with both hands, and then like
yeah, man.
the
That's
other
not
one like she
that's
walks
not
the other one as well.
removing status. Because the only other way you can remove status is something really bad's got to happen. One of these dogs got to do something really bad. I don't want to do that. I want
But
to
did you hear
in
what I
my
said? Her
area.
son owns the dogs in it, but her son's in
Yeah,
prison.
yeah,
So
that's yeah. Say no more. But what they did in my area, yeah, what they did in my area growing up is the train station at mine was really bad. People know London, like underground stations have some really tricky spots. Yeah, certain stations a bit tricky. They just started blasting classical music out of the station, cleared out all the man them that was chilling around there. No one wanted to be hard,
no one wanted to be
posing
hard around
outside
Mozart.
around Bolero. Yeah, yeah.
That's
Wolfgang
funny.
Mozart is not your guy to be chilling with. So yeah, they used to do that, and that works. I'm thinking, how do we do that for the breed? That's what I need to know. We need your solutions, listener. We need that. How do
Yeah.
we remove that? Because then the dogs are happy because they're going to be with people that want them for being nice dogs instead of turning them into like killing machines. And then that whole
Killing
it
machines,
goes.
Jesus.
And then every time there's a dodgy dog, we can rinse and repeat. Do you know what I mean? What is the classical music of dog? I don't know.
I
We
don't know,
need that
man.
owner.
It's such a hard thing, but like they're not going to be able to regulate every dog owner in the country.
Yeah. Why don't
Like,
we why don't we make police have
money.
those dogs? And then the people that don't like police, they won't want the dog anymore. And then if you have people that are like
Have you seen
certain
police nowadays, bro?
no.
You know they got
Well,
rid of a
yeah,
lot of like physical tests and stuff.
they used to, yeah.
No, like they had a lot of physical tests, but they got
Okay.
rid of a lot of them, and
Yeah,
they
yeah,
like lower the criteria so you don't. Before, I think you have to be like 6'2", 6'3" to become a police officer. They got rid of that,
yeah.
so now you've got like I saw a video of a police officer that was like like a brother, like honestly, like the like he was trying to arrest someone and they just got out of his grip,
They just said no thanks.
basically.
All right, imagine that just being look, I know you're
I
having a
think I
bad day,
think to be
mate,
a
not
police
today.
officer, I think to be a police officer, you need to have some level of physical strength and endurance and fitness. Like you should have to have like a decent 5K time. You should have to have like you should be
Yeah.
able to do pull-ups, all of that sort of stuff. I don't think like police officers should just be, oh yeah, no, hi, we're
There's a,
arresting you on suspicion of.
yeah. Yeah, there's elements of physicality. I'd say if I was an officer, it'd be a bad day at the office if I tried to arrest somebody and they looked me in the eye and said, look, it's not happening, man.
Have you ever been to any country where it says "Polizei" on it, yeah,
Yeah,
rather than police, yeah?
you know that's serious, isn't it? My back
You
straight.
see,
As soon as you said that word, my back just straightened up in the chair.
yeah, but their backs, their posture, you see their posture, you're like,
Mm,
blood fire. I'm not messing with these
yeah,
guys.
and also the massive guns as well.
Yeah, well, yeah, but that goes without saying. But it's like when I see the veins in their necks and stuff, I'm like, you know what?
Yeah,
It's not even worth it, innit? Like, it's not even worth it. Whereas our police officers, you look at them and you're like,
yeah.
oh
They look
man,
like Polizei sometimes. I feel like if they see a crime, a little wry smile comes across their face, and they're like, "Oh, I've been waiting for this."
yeah.
Yeah,
No, they just tell you, they just look at you and go, calm down. This
yeah,
is not, this is
yeah,
not your home country.
yeah, man.
Calm
Well,
down.
okay, we have found the problem today, but we ain't found a solution, brother. And I don't know. We're gonna have to pick it up in another episode, bro, because I don't know how we're gonna fix this one. I ain't got a clue
Yeah,
about
let
this,
us know.
bro.
Let us know your thoughts in it in the
Yeah,
Patreon
man.
or
Definitely,
whatever.
especially on the Patreon as well. You know that we do our AMAs here and there once in a while where we chat to our patron. Also, as well as that on the Patreon, you get a whole new episode that is bonus every time we drop our main feed episodes. So you get 2 episodes a week. You get video episodes. You get everything early. You get it without ads, and we do even more content drops on there as well, here and there. It's a nice little community with some filthy mouths in there sometimes as well, but also some really valid points, some nice conversations around what we talk about on the podcast. You can get all of that for what, Kay? The cost of
Price of a coffee. So like
sweet.
over 10 years, you're not even going to be able to like buy a house with that. So you might as well do it.
And that's only once a month. And also, if you're on the Apple Podcast app, if you don't fancy the whole Patreon thing, stepping onto that side, you can just click a button that gives you more of a clue, and that gives you our bonus episode more of a clue, and everything ad free as well, minus the video. Both of those, you can give yourself a free trial. So feel free to check those out
Feel
and
free.
join the Clueless Clan over on there, man. So it's really good. There's been some
Do
nice
your
people getting
thing.
involved. We're going to be announcing the winners of a couple of tickets to K Kurd's tour very soon. Because if you do sign up for the Patreon, you also get automatic entry into a pair of tickets for K Kurd's tour Kurd immunity this year, innit, K? You get me?
Yeah,
That
man.
was
Yeah,
a good
man.
sell. I feel like I did that quite well. That's quite nice, you know.
You did. And
To work in broadcast.
Marcus is hosting the London date, so come through.
Oh yeah, man! I'm gonna come there and tell everybody to have their seats, calm down. We're gonna be starting in 5 minutes, those kind of things. Yeah, 100%, man. I got you, and it is gonna be a really good show. I've seen Kay live a few times, so make sure you check it out. Anyway, Kay and I are about to step into said Patreon episode right now, so yeah, we'll be in your ear holes soon. And if not, we'll catch you on the main episode next
Peace.
week. Big up.
Peace.